Okay, so we are here with the Noise YouTube channel. We've got with the guys from El Moono. Once again, 3 of 3 with Noizzefest 2024, now Noizzefest 2025. We're going to book you in from now until 2035. No pressure, whatever.
We're keen.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. All right, so last time we had a conversation, it was like on the verge of Waking Sun coming out. It was like this festival this time last year. Waking Sun came out May 10th, 2024. So, first question, how's the reaction been? How do you feel about the album looking back on it now, sort of having played it and toured it and stuff? How's the fan reaction? How's your feeling about the album since you've started playing it? Live and stuff like that?
Amazing. Like it's been a wild ride. Yeah, like we put our all into the album and we love it and we're very, very proud of it still. And it's weird because if you think about other tunes from further in the discography, these still feel fresh. And like we're done with the others by this point.
Oh wow,
so that's good.
That's a massive compliment to the music you've actually produced. Anyway.
I think we're just really proud of it. But I'm excited to see what's next as well.
Oh, okay, nice sort of foreshadowing for the future. That's terrific. So obviously you put the album out. There was a corresponding tour that followed. So now that you've been playing the tunes live for a year, it's sort of like a nuts and bolts band question. Do you find yourself tweaking the live performance at all, changing the way you perform sort of stuff, crowd involvement? Oh, the crowd really like that one, we'll put that more in the set list, or we'll sort of insert this moment into it. Do you find yourself tweaking and changing as it goes on? Like now you've been playing it for like a year or so.
Recently, I feel like we've been more focused on what we just want to play. To be completely honest, literally this particular run of shows. So there's a song that isn't on the album that we've just released or the EP. We just want to play this song because it's so much fun, there's so much passion in it, and the leaps and bounds that have come from it since playing it live has been so much fun.
Yeah, that's Thanks for Nothing. That song was on the Small Pond. It's like a proper deep cut. It's on a Small Pond compilation.
It's the first song we wrote together.
Wow.
And
so how did that conversation even become about? Where it's like almost like an obscure track for yourselves.
Yeah.
How does that reinsert itself into the conversation of the band? How does that even happen?
You just wanted to play it, didn't you?
I like this one.
You're like, crazy idea, guys. Let's play this.
But it's still relevant now than when we wrote it.
Yeah.
Like I think we all kind of went.
Yeah, it makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I think we all went through like a relatively rough point, just emotionally in our lives, and we were like, well, for me, I was like, I think everyone deserves to play this fucking song and just feel good afterwards, and it's been a fucking cathartic, good release.
Oh man, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It's totally changed as well since we recorded it.
How so?
It's like, if you listen, I haven't listened to the recording in ages, but I seem to remember it's like very, very small and like us playing riffs and jamming, and now it's like got all these like theatrical moments.
Sounds like a demo in comparison.
Yeah.
It's like less of a Spartan
I'm playing like slide guitar on it now, personally. Like I'm like
slide guitar.
Yeah, I'm like,
what is going on?
All that shit. It's great, man.
That's wonderful.
If we were to record it again, I'd get a pedal steel.
Is there actually? You've opened that to another question. Is there any part of your discography where you look back and say, you know what? If I re-recorded that, it'd be completely different now.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like a completely different band now. Looking back,
that's the magic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How does that play into like your setlist performances and things like that? Like playing like a gig like today, where you're like, all right, it's a festival show, so it's a little shorter, right? You have to choose what you would consider to be fan favourites, things like that.
Well, sorry to interrupt.
No. By all means, it's you I want to talk to.
The album tour that you mentioned last year, we were really that set list. We really scrutinised over, and it was like I was very proud of how it flowed. It felt like a show, and it was like started how the album started, went off in weird directions, came back to how the album ended, and was quite conceptual
nice
like
and
that.
Circular,
nice and circular, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And now it's like, we're not tied to that anymore. That's really freeing. We can just play what we want. So like we're opening with the track that normally we'd end with and things like that. So it's like we're like really mixing it up and like playing Thanks for Nothing.
Is it fan response or just these that I feel differently about the songs now kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's a mix of different things, to be honest.
Combination of things.
Also, we want to make it special for Noise. Like, obviously, we played last year. We want a different set.
You become like a flagship band for us as well. Do you know what I mean? No, don't genuinely. Like,
we adore Noise. We absolutely love. Like the bands you guys
we are
write about.
Huge fans of you guys, man. Like, it's.
If I ever want new bands to listen to, I go on Noise. I'm like, what's going on? And then it's just like,
so
listen
nice.
to El Moono. I'm like, fuck's sake.
I do that enough.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So like from a take a sort of like 10,000 sort of foot view.
Literally a repeat of last year. approach.
Hey, come on in for the interview, sir. All is well.
I feel like we've been here before.
Good to see you again, my man. Right, man, all is good. So obviously we're a year deep, so you can actually start taking like a wider view of the record. When you wrote it, you had a certain viewpoint about the way that you want it to be perceived.
Yeah.
It's natural. You have those conversations. I would like to be viewed this way. We took these kind of risks. I remember having a conversation with you last year about how the differences between the material you'd produced and the previous ones. Has it had the impact you hoped for? Like, not just found like you guys, the band, has it got across the messages you wanted to get across? Does it feel the step forward you wanted it to be?
It was definitely
on
cool
now.
seeing people get it.
Yeah.
And kind of.
What do you mean by get it?
understand
What were you hoping people got?
Like messages behind it, and kind of like musically or like sort of attitudes and concepts. I think people are starting to tune into a little bit more. I think when we first came out, no one really knew what we were trying to do, because we're like people would call us a grunge band, and people would call us like a math rock band.
Yeah.
And it's like we're neither of those things.
Yeah.
And I think now people, even though we still can't really say to someone what genre we are, like someone last night said we sound like Tesseract. I'm like, what? Very massive compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's quite nice that people are kind of starting to like go, oh, that's their sound. That sounds like them. I think that's what a full length does. It's give you a bit of identity.
Also, Dan, to give us a 10 out of 10, he's only given one before.
No,
so
yeah, absolutely.
I
didn't know Dan knew that the letter 10 existed like on the keyboard. Like, I was like, holy shit, where's that come from? Oh my god. It was a number after 9, right, Dan? It's all good. Like 8, fucking hell, it's a bit of a leap, but that's
Dude,
a lot of it.
The only other band was Callous Cowboys that got the 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I was fucking literally just sat there like, I just might as well have been dislocated.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
We actually just burnt Callous Cowboys to the CD and sent it to him. Just wrote El Moono on it.
So, like, when you get the response to that, so when you get the sort of a positive response about what was really like a deliberate step, a deliberate change for you guys moving forward, that's got to embolden you for the next record, right? And I'm sort of like maybe stepping into something that's a bit of foreshadowing, maybe trying a little bit. But do you find that being like, okay, that went well, cool, let's try and challenge ourselves a bit further, let's try and extend the songs or extend the styles or sort of this wider pool of sort of genres that we sort of put in? Am I getting somewhere with this? Like, is it work? Like, do you find yourself being involved in terms of musical styles?
We're going to do an ACDC.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Just doing the same.
Yeah, the next album's going to just be Fall to the Floor.
Hey.
Very simple,
Ramones
meat and
style,
potatoes.
I think we all like different stuff. We all try and mix it up, even between songs that are on the same album. So I think there'll be bits that are the same, but there'll be bits that are different. So
Absolutely.
I think we're going to
it
like.
has to be, right? Like, I mean, you guys are going to play that stuff continually on live nights out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not enjoying it, if it feels formulaic to you, it feels formulaic to an audience, isn't it?
I think it's going to be really important for us to get a bit of distance from the last record. So like we worked really, really hard last year, and the album came out. We torn it to pieces. So we're going to chill this year and take some, which is something we've never done, really. It's about even in lockdown.
That's going to feel weird, right? Like, what are you going to do?
So we're going to chill. Well, we're hopefully you can do some writing, get married.
Oblivion remastered.
Yes. Yeah, the Switch 2. I've only just started playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is taking up a lot of my time.
What year did you wake up in?
Well, 18.
You'll be like, in a few months, you'll be like, have you heard of Skyrim, guys? It's really good.
I've never played Skyrim, to be fair, so
stop
that's
that
next.
now.
Last of Us.
Alright, cut.
No, and then we'll reconvene and we'll jam and we'll go, oh boys, I've got this stupid riff, what's that mean to you? And blah blah blah. And we'll see where it goes.
That's terrific. Alright, I've got one sort of final sort of musical question. So given the musical steps forward taken on Waking Sun, when you listen to the record, right, there's a lot of, like, let's be honest, right, there's a lot of different kind of sounding tunes. You could pick like, one song. Like if I was introducing the band, like El Moono or somebody else, I could pick different songs and say they're this type of band. I could pick a different song and say they're this type of band, right? So if you take like the title track Waking Sun, which has got an introspective, kind of a dark track, right? A groove-laden track like Chains, a song like Haunting, which is like, as for me, it's like Deftones is like tattooed all over it in terms of the stylistic choices, or something that's like fiery and heavy. You know what I mean? What would you say is some of the songs on the album that you say this is an indication of where we're moving towards?
I think it's impossible. I generally think it's impossible. Like, well, for the album, I feel like we took any form of sound layering, any form of texture, and we've literally gone, here's a riff, here's a dark point, completely flip it on its back. Like every single writing process for each song was so different.
Yeah.
So I generally
What I love
don't
is
think I
like-
can answer that
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. There's no like specific. This is El Moono. There's no
Yeah.
like.
We kind of surprise ourselves in a sense. Like it just comes from nowhere.
I feel like there's always an element of low and slow, which
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's really interesting because like you can write something that is maybe inspired by something that, like Harry said, we all listen to different things.
Absolutely.
Maybe inspired by something
You can
that the
hear
other
those
boys don't
influences
listen
throughout
to.
the record. You can actually
Yeah.
hear,
And
like I
then-
said, you could split the record into like 3 to 4 different segments almost. Like these are the groovy ones, these are the heavier ones, but these are the more introspective ones. These are the slower choices.
What I love
It's all
about
different
that though,
records.
is that like you can have an idea that's inspired by something and
Yeah.
then bring it to the other boys and then they will go listen to it and hear something completely different in it
Yeah.
and layer on. So like something that starts off really chill, like Solar Eclipse for
Yes.
example. Then it became that big heavy ending that was really mathy and riffy.
And when you
that's,
wrote the
like,
original
such a
part of it,
moment.
that's not even where you thought
That's
it would
not
go.
even-
No,
It was
we
the
had
chill
an
side.
email from Gary Barlow just saying we took too much from him, so
Yeah,
we decided
that's
to
the
completely
problem.
change it. Yeah.
I mean, what can you do? Gaza's the best of the best.
Honestly, absolutely. We should introduce breakdowns to Gary Barlow is what we really should be doing. Now, look, actually, you start listening to what we have to say, do you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it at all. So obviously, a break aside, Red Dead Redemption run,
Yeah.
apparently, what does the future hold for El Moono in the short and long term?
Riffs.
Riffs? Yeah, it's pretty good to me.
We're going to play some shows. We're playing some shows at the start of the year. This feels almost like you saw us at the start of Waking
Yes.
Sun. This feels almost towards
It's
the
nice,
end
nice
of
and
the
cyclical,
Waking
isn't
Sun.
it? Yeah, you've got the Desert Festival lineup
got
coming up
Desert Fest.
soon, but there's no dates on the
And
site
then
after that, right?
no dates after that. We're gonna chill. Like I said, we're gonna get in touch with our roots again and like hang out and then
nice.
and
Bit of
then
a reset a little
reconvene at sort of latter half of the year and see what is happening and write and hopefully have. I was about to say we'll
yeah,
have an album out
absolutely.
next year. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, write that one down. Put that in the fridge. That sounds
2026.
Absolutely, that sounds both amorphous, ambiguous, and incredibly exciting. It sounds like really good. But once again, thank you so much for your time, lads. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys later. Year 3, El Moono. Can't wait to see you next year again.
Hope we make it to year 4.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be here. I'll be over
Key
there.
stage 2.
We'll see you. Absolutely. Thanks again for your time, lads. All good. Thank